Welcome into Blind Sportscast. I'm your host, Jason Darcy, also known as Blind Jay, along here with my co-host, Lil Hudat. How you
What's
doing?
happening? Oh, I'm good, man. How about you?
Doing good, man.
Good.
Excited about tonight's show?
Yes, I am. We're discussing something else besides the Saints tonight. Uh, so
We're still talking about the Saints, but we're adding a little extra things.
correct. We're you know, talking about the whole NFL. As many of you know, free agency starts Wednesday, but it's officially, they're started today. I guess preparing for Wednesday. They're just, what I'm
Right.
saying.
They call it legal tampering,
Yes,
which doesn't make any sense. Look, if you're gonna allow them to have these contracts ready, just let them sign it.
correct.
You know?
And legal tampering and other aspects of life gets you in trouble. So
That's
yeah,
right.
not in the NFL, but yeah, yeah, like you said, I mean, we already know which players are going where. So I mean, it's our, just sign a contract and get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's right.
Don't just wait till Wednesday. I guess they do that so people can work out their salary caps. You know what I'm saying? Like the Saints,
Yeah.
they could figure out who they're gonna cut, and like they already signed the person, but you know what I'm saying? What you call it, they're just waiting till Wednesday. It gives them enough time to see, okay, we got this player we wanted. Now who are we going to cut and release? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Salary cap. So
Yep. Could be. Yep. So hey, hit the subscribe button, like button, share
yeah.
button, and comment if you're watching. And we'll get into it. What you want to start with?
Well, let's see. A lot of players have moved around today. So I got a little list here of current, the NFL tracker of who's was gone and who stayed. So first and foremost, if you want to talk about the Atlanta Falcons, they signed a quarterback today, Kirk Cousins from Minnesota. I think it was a 4-year deal.
Yeah, 4 years, $180 million,
$1 billion. Yep,
and I think $100 million guaranteed.
correct. Yep, that's correct. Yep.
Makes
Guaranteed that's signing $90 million. So
yeah. I don't find Kirk Cousins is worth that much money.
no,
I don't know how he made this type of money over his career. I really don't.
no. I mean, he had some good plays here and there, but he's not the top elite quarterback. I might be wrong, but in my opinion, he's not. He's not worth $180 million for 4 years.
No,
Just like
I mean,
Derek Carr.
exactly. What did he ever win?
Uh, well, he beat the Saints wild card round about 3 years ago, maybe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that was that missed tackle game, right?
No, that was the one that I think went to overtime. Yeah, and they threw it in the end zone. But the missed tackle one you think about is Marcus Williams and Stephon Diggs in the
Oh, okay.
2017
Yeah,
playoff game. Yeah, you just bringing back painful memories for me.
I know, right?
Man, yeah, painful memories.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I mean, $180 million for Kirk Cousins. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it might help the Falcons because I mean, all they had was Desmond Ritter last year.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, it'll help. It's an upgrade for the Falcons, but it's still not gonna get the Falcons to where they want to be.
Mhm.
All the NFC South did is add another Derek Carr to these teams. That's how I feel.
Now that they got their quarterback, do you think they're gonna go draft a quarterback? Or are they gonna? You think so? You believe they're gonna go draft another quarterback?
Yeah, I believe they will. They might take the route like the Packers did with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. I think they're going to have a quarterback to sit under Kirk Cousins for 2 or 3 years. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know offhand what pick the Falcons have? I don't remember.
Not offhand because I really don't follow the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? I just let's see, Falcons pick.
Yeah, I don't.
Number 8 overall.
Number 8. Yeah, so they could take a quarterback right there.
Yes.
I mean,
or are they going to trade up to get their quarterback?
If they trade up, I don't see them trading up, because if they was going to trade up, I don't think they would have signed Kirk Cousins, because you don't sign Kirk Cousins and then trade up to get the Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels and make them sit. I don't see that happening.
No, I don't. I mean, because
but I don't see the Falcons going too many places this year with Kirk Cousins. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure they have other needs that they need on their team. You know what I'm saying? So
right now,
I mean,
the Falcons do have a good running back in Bijan Robinson or whatever.
correct.
He's pretty good, and Drake London as a receiver. So I mean, they
Kyle
have a
Pitts.
couple pieces. Who's that?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah. So they got a couple good receivers, tight end, running back. You add Kirk Cousins, and I think they can win about 8 games, maybe, but I don't think they're going too far.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all I gotta say about Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean that's these guaranteed contracts is what could kill a team in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, well, look what we did with Derek Carr. It's like, bruh. And of course, with Russell Wilson, still guaranteed $85 million dead cap for the Broncos. And speaking of which, he found a new home as well.
Yeah,
he's going to the Steelers 1 year. I know he signed a 1 year contract.
I think the veteran minimum 1 year, $1.25 million, something like that.
Correct.
Because I think the Broncos are paying him $38 million this year or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so I mean, now how do you feel about Pittsburgh Steelers taking a Russell Wilson when they have a Kenny Pickett there?
That tells me that they don't have faith in Kenny Pickett, because Mason Rudolph, I think, is a free agent now, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be going to another team. That's probably why they went after Russell Wilson. Now, I read an article, I forgot where it was, that no, I'm sorry, it was a video on YouTube today. One of these, I think it was Sports Center or something like that, saying that he's not guaranteed to be a starter.
He's not guaranteed to be a starter.
Now, probably somebody's opinion. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah, but I believe I heard that too. But my opinion is they didn't sign him for nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not going to sign Russell Wilson, who won Super Bowls, just to be a backup. I don't see that happening. So I believe he's going to be the starter day one for the Steelers. And I could see Kenny Pickett asking for a trade to be out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I mean, Pittsburgh it was a good deal for them. I mean,
yeah, $1.2 million they signed him for 1 year.
Yeah, for what three Super Bowl winning quarterback? Or 2?
No, he only won 1. He's went to 2. Only won 1 Super Bowl.
Okay. For some reason I thought he won more, but I guess he'd been there a lot.
No, he won 1 Super Bowl, and that was the Super Bowl with remember he threw that interception in Malcolm was it Malcolm Butler for the Patriots?
Yeah, could have been, yeah.
And that was the whole they should have ran the ball with Marshawn, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Like they were like, why did you throw a ball whenever you had Marshawn? And then we're like on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, yeah, they went back to back. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably, man, I thought he won more than that for some reason.
No, I
guess it was in the playoffs so much.
Yeah.
And it was so dominant as a team for a while. So
correct.
But yeah, I mean, it's good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if that helps or hurts. I know it hurts with Kenny Pickett for sure.
And the good thing is they got him for cheap. I mean,
right.
$1.2 million. You can't complain about that. I mean,
right.
I would have been happy, if we didn't have a quarterback and we got him. I'm just saying, we got him for fairly cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would take Russell Wilson over Derek Carr any day for $1 million.
Oh yeah.
So yep. Who else we could talk about? Who else you got on your list?
I got plenty of people. Let's see. Who was the big other signing? Aaron Jones is going to be released from the Packers.
Right. Yeah. Aaron Jones is released, and I think they signed Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
I think that's a great pickup for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an upgrade over Aaron Jones. If I'm being honest.
Now, who's their other running back?
Um.
A young guy, I believe.
Oh, AJ Dillon.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was AJ Dillon. So yeah, so it'll be Josh Jacobs and AJ Dillon. If he's still on the team, I'm not sure if he's a free agent or still there. But yeah,
So,
you're right. He's
I think
a
they
young
kept
guy.
him. Yeah, he's a young guy. He's 25 years old. So they kept him, and then they went get Josh Jacobs, and then they released Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
So
they wanted to keep Aaron Jones. They wanted to restructure a contract and do a pay cut with him, but he didn't want that, so they released him. But if I'm Aaron Jones too, I'm 29 years old. I'm only going to have maybe one more big contract. I wouldn't have wanted to take a pay cut either.
No.
So, but now Aaron Jones gets to leave the Packers and have a fresh start somewhere else.
Where do you think he's going to land?
I don't know, but if I'm the Texans, I'd be looking at Aaron Jones.
Yes.
You add Aaron Jones to C.J. Stroud and the receiver core they have,
and they're a pretty young team too,
right?
And I mean, that would be a great organization for him to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking of Texans, we lost Lonnie Johnson today to the Texans.
Lonnie Johnson.
Yes.
You think that's like a big loss?
I wouldn't say it's a big loss. I mean, there's a reason why the Saints let him, let him go. He was a cornerback. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was if they wanted to keep him, they would have kept him.
Right.
I mean, I didn't hear much about him last season, making big plays or whatnot. I mean, and our cornerback was stacked too, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of which, if we're going back to cornerbacks, I'm pretty sure, we both know we heard the news that the cornerback from the Philadelphia Eagles came today to visit.
Right. Yeah. Avonte Maddox. Yep.
Avonte Maddox.
The only bad thing with him, which I loved when he was on the Steelers. I mean, not the Steelers, the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was a great corner there, but I think the last 2 years he only played in 12 games.
Yeah, he was constantly injured.
Right. But if he's healthy, that'd be a good pickup for the Saints.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he's healthy.
Yeah, especially though if the rumors are true that Marshawn Lattimore is going to get traded.
Yeah.
That'd be a good pickup. He could play the slot or whatever.
I always want to see our players, healthy. I want to see him on the field, but it's not good if we saw a player and he's always, injured. I mean, he has the injury bug, so.
Right. Yeah, it's a risk. I mean, it's a risk you take it, but you're probably going to get him on the cheap because of that. Because of that.
Well, I mean, we both know the greatest signing in the Saints' history was Drew Brees, and I mean, he had a bad shoulder, and I'm pretty sure we all were like, why are we going to sign him? He's probably going to play 1 or 2 more years in the NFL, or he's going to get injured, and he's going to be done for, and we could be stuck with our quarterback. And look what happened. We both know, everybody knows the greatest quarterback in Saints history.
Yeah.
One of the greatest free agency signings the Saints ever did. So, yeah, you're taking that risk. So, I mean, you just don't know what that player is going to do for our organization. Excuse me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, you just never know. And if anything, if Marshawn Lattimore stays and you do sign Avonte Maddox, you got depth in the cornerback room. So, I mean, if he is dealing with a injury here or there this season, I guess you could say it's not going to be like a huge deal because you have 3 other guys that can play really well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you get them for cheap, on the cheaper end, because sometimes I do think the Saints overpay for people just to get them there.
Yeah.
But hopefully they can get him on the cheaper end and he stays healthy. If you can get him for, 10 to 12 games this year, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, he don't have to play all 16 games.
No. As long as he could be a good rotational piece, then yeah, I'd say keep, if you could sign him for cheap, then get him, because if we're going to trade Marshawn Lattimore, we're going to need somebody. We need another body for that position.
Yeah. And trading Marshawn Lattimore is just kind of my opinion and what I hear people talk about, there's no like for sure people saying he will be traded. I
No,
just
it's
want
just a rumor. It's just speculation at the moment. I
right,
mean, we just don't know. I mean, we lost Zach Bond today, but I mean, he wasn't really a integral piece of the safety defense, except for this year. I think they just started utilizing him a little bit more. But I
yeah,
mean, you just never know who they're gonna cut.
right, and that's
Or who's gonna be a free agent and leave.
right,
Now I know they
yep,
restructured the Mario Davis's contract today.
yeah. They added what 2 more years?
I think one more year. He would have
One more
1 year
year?
contract, and then they just did for a salary cap, and they just extended him for another year. I think this year they owe him 17.2 million, if I'm not mistaken, was what I saw.
Yeah, and then I think $13 million of it is guaranteed or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and you keep him around, you keep Tyrann Mathieu because you extended him as well. So
correct. So
a little two older guys. I mean, we need to get a little younger, but
yeah, I mean, I see in the next couple years with all these contracts, with all the salary cap starts to settle down. Maybe we start going more younger. Maybe we can start signing more younger players. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
most of the players that we're going to have now is going to be, they're either going to be cut or they're going to be released or their contracts going to expire. And hopefully
mm,
by then we can start, looking at a younger team, looking at these younger players because we're not going to have these old players anymore. Now, don't get
right,
me wrong. I love Demario Davis. I love Cameron Jordan. I love all my Saints players. But, it comes a time whenever, you start to get up there in age and, you start to have to realize, well, yeah, we got to go young if we want to start winning more championships and whatnot.
right. And I think that's where teams go wrong. They try to hold on to players too long.
Yes.
At a certain point, you have to let them go, whether you love that player
Yeah,
or not.
exactly. I mean,
It's
because
I mean, it's a business.
yes,
You
it's
know,
something
I mean,
personal.
right,
It's not. And Demario Davis is a man of God, and that's what I really love about
right,
him. And I
yeah,
love whenever he comes and gives his fiery speeches, and he's
yeah,
thanking God for everything. Giving all glory to God. So I love seeing that. But at the same time, he's a player. He's getting up there in age as well. So
yeah,
it's time. Maybe in the next couple of years he can retire, and then we can start looking at different different prospects for his position.
right, yeah. I
So,
agree with that.
and I mean, I don't think. Hopefully, Mickey Loomis hopefully steps back, and we get a new younger GM. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. 'Cause once a
maybe
GM stays there for so long, they kind
Mhm.
of get stuck in their ways, and
Yeah, of course. And I
they don't
mean,
want they don't want to adapt to what's going on,
no.
because they think they know everything. So
And then Dennis Allen might be gone by then, so
yeah,
you want to go younger with a head coach and an offensive-minded head coach.
yep,
So, I mean, I guess we'll have to ride out for the next couple more years. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, exactly. Was there any other Saints news today?
um, not at the moment. I think we just discussed those three players. I think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I don't think there was any other Saints news that I can remember. Um,
No.
no,
I
I
mean,
think
it's
that
just well, technically not even day one. It's just the tampering period at the moment. But,
right,
you know what I'm saying? It's the beginning of free agency. So you're not really going to have much going on right now except other teams who want their players. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like signing other players. So, and right now it's kind of hard for the Saints to do that because they're still trying to restructure their salary caps and
yeah. They
structure
still,
contracts. So they're still
yeah,
working on that. So they're not really going to dive into the free agency at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
hmm yeah.
And
Because I think
with
they
the
still got
player.
$10 million to shed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So that's what they're trying to figure out at the moment. Though they got Wednesday till I think 12 o'clock noon to get under the salary cap.
yep, yeah, yeah. They have to. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but they got to do something. They
Yeah, I
cutting it
mean,
close.
oh yeah. Uh, I'm just wondering who's going to be the next ones to be cut or be released. I mean, let's see who got free agents. Yeah, it's just a lot to keep up with for my little mind. So I have to constantly look at my thing right here to see who's free agents and who's not. Just a lot of stuff to remember.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. The good thing about you is you can have something in front of you.
Yeah, I can see.
That's right.
Good thing about you is you could probably grab something from me on high on the shelf. I'll just have to guide you. Just be like,
There you go.
move a couple more inches to the left. There you go,
That's
buddy.
right.
Got it. So yeah, it all works out. We work hand in hand, buddy. Yeah.
You my eyes. I'm your height.
Yes, you are. Now, where's the
Yeah.
Saints? I'm looking at my little list. I don't see the Saints on here. Oh, that's team spending. No, I don't want that. I got back to another website, maybe. But yeah, I'll just look at another time. But we can talk about that another time. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to think of who else was a big signing today.
Well, I know they had like Xavier McKinney. I think he left from. He's a safety. He played somewhere, but he went to the Packers as well. Really good safety, so that's going to help the Packers out.
Yep. Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
the running back for the Cowboys. Excuse me, almost said Cowbirds. Cowbirds.
You can call them the Cowbirds.
They hate both teams. God, I hate both teams. But yeah, the Cowboys. He went to Tennessee. So and I heard the rumor that Derrick Henry might be going to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry is a free agent. So
yeah,
that would actually be a good pickup for the Cowboys.
I mean,
I think that's one thing they're really missing is a running back to take the pressure off of Dak Prescott.
Do you think Dak Prescott's going to be gone?
Nah, I don't think so. Not at all. I think Dak Prescott is he probably gonna stay his whole career there. I don't see them getting rid of him.
I know a lot of Cowboys fans want him gone. Like they're mad. Like they want him gone. Like they hope he walks or he hope he gets traded. But yeah.
The only way I can see Dak Prescott leaving is if he doesn't get the contract he wants.
Yeah.
But it's Jerry Jones, the owner, and he's gonna do what he wants. He don't care about the fans. He's gonna. It's Jerry Jones, so I don't like the Cowboys at all either.
Yeah,
but
because he runs the team. It's his way or the highway, pretty much.
Right. Yep.
So
I mean, look, how long he kept Tony Romo there as a quarterback. I don't find Tony Romo was that good of a quarterback either.
How long he kept Jason Garrett as the head coach?
That too.
I mean, dude.
And then you go sign a Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have found somebody better than that.
I mean, you let go of your defensive coordinator, which I found their defense was good at the beginning of the year. But I mean, I don't know. Jerry's just like I said, it's Jerry Jones' team, and he's the boss. He says whatever goes. Whatever goes is what he says. I mean, it's either his way or the highway. So I'm glad our organization isn't like that, man.
Yeah. It wouldn't be good. Put it that way.
No. No, it wouldn't be good at all. But
no. But yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry to the Cowboys. I think that'll help their offense. That'll help. I think it's going to take the pressure off of Dak Prescott. He won't have to do as much because Derrick Henry is that good of a running back. I mean, at least I find he is.
Yeah, and I think I talked to you yesterday about this at church. Mac Jones going to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right.
So New England is definitely going to be going to look for a quarterback with the third pick.
Yeah.
So
from what I hear, they really like Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
From LSU. But what do you think about Mac Jones going to the Jaguars?
He's just going to be a backup.
You think?
I don't see him beating Trevor Lawrence for the job.
And he may not. He may not.
I just don't see it happening.
But I'm thinking with a change of scenery for Mac Jones, a different style of offense.
Yeah. Now,
if Trevor Lawrence gets hurt and Mac Jones comes in and he starts doing the things that people think Mac Jones can do,
Mhm.
I think Mac Jones takes over that job.
Yeah. Now, that style of offense might be able to benefit Mac Jones.
Right.
I mean, because Bill Belichick was not an offensive-minded coach, if I'm not mistaken. He was more of a defensive-minded.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I believe he was more defensive-minded. So, and who was the
Bill
offensive coordinator last year? Was it Matt Patricia?
Matt Patricia. No, I thought Matt Patricia was a defensive coordinator.
Oh, I thought so too. It wasn't Josh
What
McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels?
No, it wasn't Josh McDaniels because he was the head coach in Las Vegas, and he got fired during the middle of the season.
Right. I don't know. Bill O'Brien. I don't know.
Bill O'Brien was. I think it was. Was it Bill O'Brien?
That's who came to. I mean, that's who came to mind. But I don't keep up with the Patriots that much to say 100% sure if that was him.
Yes, it was Bill O'Brien.
Okay, that's who it was. Yeah,
it was last year. It was Bill O'Brien. So,
yeah.
But he didn't develop Mac Jones very well. I mean, Mac Jones didn't do well last season.
No, not at all. But it's the style. Every quarterback can be good in the right system.
Yes, correct.
I mean, you look at Brock Purdy. If you put him in a different type of system, do you think he would be that good of a quarterback?
I don't know. I never saw him playing a different style of system. I always saw him playing Kyle Shanahan's style of system. Now, hey, if he comes to the Saints, he might be able to play in that style of offensive schemes. You know what I'm saying? Because Clint Kubiak was his passing coordinator, right?
Right. Yes. Right.
So he was helping, Brock Purdy and the 49ers with passing games. So yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it can happen, but maybe.
Yeah. Could. Yeah. And also, did you see the 2 offensive linemen that signed big contracts?
I have not. I was at work and all this was going on, so I was trying to do my job and I was catching snippets here and there. But let's see.
Landon Dickerson for the Eagles. He's a guard. He got paid, I think, $85 million over 4 years.
Yes, highest paid guard in history.
Yeah, that's a big contract for a guard.
Yeah, the Eagles lost a lot of players this past week and last week. Fletcher Cox retired, Jason Kelce retired, and then they lost a couple other people.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just like, man, you can find a guard or something in the draft. You can find a guard in free agency less than you have to pay him. That's probably just as good.
Yeah, correct.
There's no way I'd waste my money on a $85 million guard. I'm sorry.
No, that's way too much, especially if you have more dire needs on your team. Like, don't get me wrong, the Saints do need an offensive lineman, but I don't want to go in free agency and spend like that much money for just a guard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
because if you go look back at the Saints, remember that Jarius Byrd they signed?
Oh yes, that was one horrible signing.
Yeah, they signed him to a huge contract, and I mean he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why there's no way in free agency I'd spend that much money.
No.
But there's another one, Robert Hunt, offensive line. I think another guard. He signed with Carolina Panthers for like $100 million or something like that. It was a big contract, and so it's crazy the way they spend money like that, man.
Came from Miami, right? 5 years, $100 million.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's like I was speechless when I heard $100 million for an offensive lineman.
Jeez.
I mean, you could have paid a quarterback for that.
Remember how the Saints almost had Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
A couple years back, and remember that contract? Oh my goodness, the Browns.
That was all guaranteed.
Yeah, that's all guaranteed. No, man, I was like, ooh, don't do it.
Yep.
Thankfully, he went to the Browns because the Browns were like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay you all that money."
Yeah.
And he seemed like he was injured quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he did. He was. I mean, look, Joe Flacco took over this season, and toward the end of the season.
Yeah, and they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
man, those guaranteed contracts that could kill a team quick.
Oh, what?
Man, that can. Oof.
I just can't get over offensive linemen getting paid that much.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like what about 5-10 years ago? That's what a quarterback would have got paid.
Right.
That much money at that time. A decent quarterback. So, man, just thinking a couple of years, how much the quarterbacks are going to be making.
I know.
Decent quarterbacks. I mean, they're getting paid a lot right now. So.
Yep. I mean, look at Derek Carr for the Saints. What, $130 million when he signed?
Correct.
In about 2 more years, that's gonna be almost $200 million.
Oh no, we're not I don't think we're gonna resign him.
No, I'm just saying though, if you wait another 2 years,
I know, but
the quarterback market's gonna be.
Yeah, we already restructured his contract, so I think they added 1 more year to his contract.
Yeah, they did to spread out the money.
Yeah, I mean, so it's interesting to see, in the next couple of years, what these quarterbacks are going to be asking for. Now that they can get guaranteed money, they're going to want, a certain amount of guaranteed money. And if you really want that quarterback, you're going to have to give them what they want. It's like you're paying too much. Quarterbacks are getting paid way too much.
Right.
So for one position, if you want a winning culture, you have to. I think, in my opinion, you have to ask for a little bit less than what you want in order to get the pieces around you. Because if you want to win championships, you gotta have other good players, on your team.
Exactly, and that's what I don't understand about some players. They want to win championships, but they want their big contracts too.
Yes,
it doesn't work both ways.
No, not with the salary cap. The way it is. I mean,
see, if I was the owner or a general manager, I would never want to give out guaranteed contracts.
No,
I'd be like, look, it's incentive based. You do these many touchdowns, you get this much money. You throw this many yards, you get this much money.
But if you really want that player, that's the thing. It's like, well, if I don't get that guaranteed contract from you, I'll go to another team that's going to give it to me.
Exactly.
So
that's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why because I would be like, I'm not paying you that much money.
Yeah, and I saw you play on other teams. You wasn't an elite quarterback. I mean, you had good season, but it wasn't you wasn't a top tier, and you want top tier money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, and you know who else we didn't talk about?
Who's that?
Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles.
He's going to his rival.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles.
So why did the Giants let him go is the question.
Because they didn't want to pay him the type of money.
Oh, so they figured they can get a decent running back, I guess, in free agency or in the draft.
Yeah, because the Eagles paid him 3 years, $37 million. So, I mean, the Giants wasn't paying for that. But you know what else the Giants did today too? They made a trade. They traded to the Carolina Panthers for Burns. What's his name? Brian Burns.
Really?
He's a defensive lineman.
Okay.
Byron Burns. The last name's Burns.
Yeah, but Brian Burns.
They traded for him and paid him $150 million.
Godly.
And I was talking to Drew today and talking about that, and he was like, why would the Giants trade for somebody like that, give up Saquon Barkley, let him walk, and then you sign this guy to $150 million when you don't even have a good team?
Saquon Barkley was possibly one of the best offensive players on that team.
Right.
I mean, why are you getting rid of one of your best offensive players?
Right. And
you don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback.
Right. I mean, you got Daniel Jones, but no, they don't like him.
No. I mean,
and they already paid him a huge contract too last year.
Yeah. that was dumb back then what the Giants did. I think they traded up for him.
Yeah, I think so.
And a lot of people were like, you could have got him later on in the round. I mean, he wasn't going to be going, early in the round. So,
Right.
but
Yep. But yeah, Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. I mean, you look at the Eagles roster. You got Jalen Hurts as quarterback.
yes,
Now you got Saquon Barkley.
AJ Brown, right? Wide receiver.
Yeah, you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith as a receiver.
Mhm.
You got Dallas Goedert as your tight end.
Yeah. So
I mean,
you got all the good pieces. And who's that? Boston Scott was their running back, huh?
DeAndre Swift. He went to the Bears, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
They had Boston Scott.
They might have him.
Yep. He's a running back for the Eagles, Boston Scott. So he was pretty good too.
Right. He actually was for the Saints. He played for the Saints for a couple of years.
He was born in Baton Rouge, so he went to La Tech.
Yep.
So yeah, he did play for the Saints for a little bit.
Yep.
So
now you add Saquon Barkley, you got Boston Scott, DeAndre Swift's not there no more. He signed with the Bears. So that's a good pickup for the Bears too. So man, there's so much that went on today.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to keep track of,
Oh yeah.
A lot of different people moving, a lot of teams getting new players. So
right.
But yes. So if anybody that's watching, anybody that wants to type in a comment, you can, and we can address if you have anything you want to say or talk about. So
yeah, any questions about your team?
Yeah,
we'll answer if we can.
Yeah, if we can. I mean, mostly we're Saints, fans on this, but we're also like to talk about the NFL. Today the free agency trades and moves and what they did. So
we'll be doing the NFL draft when that happens. And
right. Yep. Can't wait for that. So that's gonna be an interesting night.
Yep. So y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, like button, share button. Get this out there.
Yeah.
So, I think that's about all we can cover for today, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all I really have. I mean, they had a lot more that went on, but I mean, it's too much to cover everybody.
Yeah,
we covered like the main people for today, and stuff like that. So,
yes.
You have anything else you want to say before we end?
I do not. I think we covered everything that we need to cover.
All right. Well, y'all subscribe up to the channel. This is Blind Sportscast. I'm Blind Jay. He's Lil Who Dat.
Yep.
And until next time, we'll see you later.
All right. Peace.